Oye, no está mal, bebé cargador. No está nada mal. Vamos, hora de comer un poco. Vamos, otro poco. Eso es. Eso es. ¿Quién está ahí? ¿Quién eres? ¿Fragile?
¿Estás cocinando?
¿Qué estás haciendo aquí?
Te he estado buscando.
Nothing's worrying me.
Wow, Lu crece rápido. Lucen muy bien, como una familia. Traje un regalo. Los mejores pañales quirales.
Menos mal. ¿Cómo nos encontraste?
Tu vecino se conectó a la red quiral. El servicio ahora llega a toda la región. Pude entrar usando esto. Ahora puedes usar impresoras quirales.
Creo que es hora de pensar en mudarnos. Puede que más al sur. Me sorprende que usaras la puerta principal esta vez.
Mis días de salto quedaron atrás. Me excedí tanto que acabé con un tipo de síndrome. Conmoción por salto.
¿Quieres beber algo?
Gracias, pero no. Debo hablarte de un asunto.
Negocios, ¿eh? Porque por un momento creí que solo querías charlar.
Tengo un trabajo para ti. Acéptalo. Y todo el caos que se armó por tu salida de Bridges se borrará del registro. Ya no tendrás que vivir escondido.
¿Y qué hay de Lu?
Eso es un poco más complicado. Hablamos de un recurso de Bridges. Tendrás que resolverlo. Sam, tú uniste a Estados Unidos. Lo ayudaste a renacer como la UCA. pero me temo que el Death Stranding aún no termina. La humanidad sigue en peligro. Sigue al borde de la extinción. No finges que no lo ves. Muchas cosas cambiaron después de que te fuiste. Sobre todo en la UCA. Bridges dejó de supervisar la red de distribución. Se retiró cuando entró en funcionamiento. Así que tus amigos y compañeros tomaron rumbos distintos. Y eso no es todo. Die Hartman dejó de ser el presidente de la UCA. Si quieres saber quién se encarga de la distribución ahora, APAS 4000 revolucionó todo el proceso. Utiliza la red quiral para gestionar y realizar entregas. Por la cobertura de la red, ya no hace falta recurrir a cargadores humanos. Y Fragile Express dejó de ser útil. Así que tras cerrar el negocio, conformé a un nuevo grupo. Uno que realiza trabajos en regiones fuera de la UCA. Decidimos tomar el nombre de Drawbridge. Y aún requerimos los servicios de cargadores humanos que trabajen fuera de la red. De preferencia aquellos con Dooms y que perciban a la CB. Sam, te pido que vayas a México para que amplíes la red quiral al sur, tal como hiciste cuando fuiste al oeste.
¿Es tu petición o proviene de la UCA?
Ambas. La UCA buscó a Drawbridge y ahora yo te busco a ti. ¿Y qué dices? En México hay una gran afluencia de criaturas varadas. Los espíritus de los muertos que llegaron del otro lado quedaron varados ahí como en otros lados. Todo cadáver humano que no se elimina correctamente se vuelve una CB. Y cualquier ser humano vivo que entra en contacto con una CB es arrastrado hacia el abismo del alquitrán. CB gigantes también pueden y han surgido del alquitrán. Y si son capaces de devorar a un ser humano vivo, entonces provocarán un vacío que destruye todo lo que hay cerca con una explosión masiva. Así es como varias ciudades mexicanas fueron borradas del mapa. Desde entonces, los sobrevivientes están divididos y en aislamiento. Como ninguno de ellos puede ver a la CB, viven amedrentados, y ese miedo les ha impedido aventurarse hacia el exterior. La contaminación por quiralio es grave. Algunas zonas están peor que cualquier cosa que hayas experimentado en la UCA. Las tormentas de mengua también se están intensificando. Y, como puedes imaginar, todo lo que hayan a su paso se ve sometido a la aceleración temporal. Los objetos y las estructuras se degradan rápido, mientras que los animales y los humanos envejecen y se debilitan en solo segundos. Además, la mengua suele preceder a la aparición de CB. Así que deberías hacer todo lo posible por alejarte de ella lo más que puedas. Aunque hay muchos otros peligros. Los ríos pueden inundarse en un instante y los terremotos suceden a diario.
Dime por qué yo.
Hay varias razones que te hacen idóneo para este trabajo. Una es Deadman. Trabaja en un laboratorio en el sur de México. Desconozco los detalles, pero la investigación que llevan a cabo ahí es importante. Muy importante. Y hay ciertas cosas que le gustaría decirte en persona.
Esa fue una razón, ¿hay más?
Así es, y una muy seria. Hay un territorio de CB cerca del laboratorio que mencioné. Ellos monitorean los niveles de quiralio y recientemente observaron actividad inusual. La causa aún es desconocida, Pero ellos piensan que es muy probable que una enorme CV va hacia ellos. Y si es cierto, te necesito ahí, para que la destruyas antes de que los mate. No lo olvides, Sam. Fuiste la primera persona en el mundo en acabar con una CV.
Eso tiene sentido. Pero me preocupa algo.
¿Qué?
Toda esta charla sobre ampliar la red a México, ¿no implica que la UCA está ampliando su territorio? ¿Tomando el control? ¿Declarando lo suyo?
Sam, no es lo que crees. No tratan de conquistar el mundo. Solo quieren conectar nuevas zonas con la red giral. Como Internet antes del Death Stranding. Infraestructura pública para conectar personas. Y es por eso que en vez de recurrir a una agencia gubernamental establecida como Bridges, la UCA contrató a una organización privada, como la nuestra, que luego decidió emplear los servicios de un autónomo como tú. Te lo ruego, Sam. ¿Podrías ayudarnos?
Sí, está bien.
¿Sí lo harás?
Ajá. ¿Pero qué hay de Lu? No es tan fácil que venga conmigo. Si hago esto, ¿podrías hacerte cargo por mí mientras me voy? ¿Ser su niñera?
Estamos dentro de la red. Hay una aplicación de cuidado infantil. Estará bien. El laboratorio no está muy lejos. Te prometo que volverá antes de que lo notes. Conecta a la región cuando avances al sur y vuelve a salvo. Te esperamos.
Muy bien. Lu.
¿Estás bien? Si te preocupa, Lu, descuida. Lo admito, esto es algo muy nuevo para mí, pero la aplicación ha funcionado. Averiguar por qué llora un bebé, la óptima temperatura de la leche, es tener el consejo perfecto para cada situación.
Hola.
¿Y bien? ¿Qué se siente retomar las riendas?
El trabajo no cambió nada. Es la primera vez que me alejo de Lu.
Estamos bien. Créeme. Tú enfócate en el camino, ¿de acuerdo?
Sí.
Gate quake detected. Please seek shelter immediately.
Sam, are you okay?
I'm fine. You guys?
The facility's intact, but the research lab might have taken a hit. The local chiralium levels appear to be rising. Better hurry over there, Sam. Head to the delivery terminal upstairs and check their order.
It's been too long, Sam. You were a good friend to me. One I could never forget. Which is why I took steps to ensure that this message would only play upon your arrival. The sensors were set to scan for your biometric data. A simple enough trick. Now, this was originally a geophysics laboratory established for the study of earthquakes. And for that reason, it holds a wealth of documentation on gatequakes, tar currents, and plate gates. As well, I discovered, as research data on the other side. Now, what I'm about to tell you, I learned after I came to this place. Imagine that this is the lab. Though it's relatively close to the northern tip of South America, the continent is entirely cut off from us by a tar belt. And so we have no idea what's going on down there. Nor do we know the state of any continent other than our own. The researchers here were trying to establish contact with the rest of the world. They were well equipped to do so, as the facility had once been used to launch research satellites. So they tried launching a variety of probes and drones in the hope of obtaining observational data, with no success. The Earth, you see, is shrouded in a thick layer of chiralium that renders electronics inoperable at altitude. So they tried sending ships across the ocean. Oh, yes. Oh, but that failed too. The high concentration of chiralium in open water proved too corrosive, invariably causing them to sink. But then the researchers found some rather rare birds on their doorsteps. Birds not native to the region. Nice birdie, nice birdie. And that, my friend, was just the beginning. Not far from the lab, they discovered a strange anomaly. Well, the surrounding area was heavily contaminated with chiralium. Yes. This is beautiful. The researchers would later dub the anomaly a plate gate. But further investigation revealed that it came into existence when you began to expand the chiral network across North America, and that the gate grew larger in tandem with the network itself. What started as a tiny fissure in space became so much more. The researchers duly installed cameras to study the gate and its surrounding area. Now, to their surprise, they caught footage of some unusual marsupials. Yes, a kind you wouldn't expect to normally encounter in Central America, like the birds. But to confirm their suspicions, they sent an autonomous robot through the gate. The soil samples it collected were consistent with the archived geological data from the southern hemisphere. Not long after, several men and women came through the gate. They spoke English, and they confirmed that they had indeed come from faraway Australia. We finally knew the world outside North and Central America had survived. Ours was not the last bastion of humanity, but Australia had suffered the death stranding too. Undeterred, the researchers began working closely with Bridges and conducted a series of tests, paving the way for an expedition to Australia that would lay the groundwork for chiral network expansion. After they had first installed surveillance equipment, that is, so that the gate could be monitored from the Mexican side, a necessity to this day as Australia is not yet connected to the chiral network. The UCA may not have dreams of conquest and control, but they aren't about to let just anyone use the gate. Indeed, that's one of the reasons they were so determined to connect Australia to the network in the first place. Well, I suppose that's all I have to say about the plate gate. There's something else that I need to tell you, though. Something far more important. Mind if I pause it here? I have to go take a shower.
Gate quake detected. Sam, a gigantic BT just showed up outside. We're prepping weapons for you now. Access the terminal up top and take whatever you need. We're counting on you.
Come on!
You see, after you left Bridges, I decided to do a little digging into BB-28's past. That is, Lou's. I found the BB decommissioning records. Now, according to them, BB-28 was flagged for disposal and subsequently incinerated 4 years ago, long before you and Lou first met.
That's BB-28?
This is the child officially identified as BB-28. But if you look closer, Sam, you see at once that it can't possibly be Lou. Right there at the elbow, where the birthmark should be. Nothing. Which means we have another BB-28 on our hands. The one with whom you memorably went west and back not so long ago, that is Lou. Per regulations, the serial number assigned to each BB was unique. No two units should have ever been assigned the same one. I've cross-checked the details with the most up-to-date entries in the UCA database. And indeed, there is no reason to believe BB-28 survived. All of which can only mean, Sam, that the bridge baby you carried with you on your journey across America, Lou, was never recorded in the official database. So, where then did Lou come from? Right now, your guess is as good as mine. But as worrying as that sounds, this could actually be to your advantage, since it's functionally impossible for the UCA or Bridges to track a BB of which they have no record. Which is lucky because if they did know about a BB that could live and grow outside the pod, they'd want to secure it for study. So take comfort in the knowledge that they don't, that you're free, that you can bring up Lou in peace. How is it, by the way? The two of you living as a family. Right. I have gifts for you. A few things to take back home. An assortment of vaccines to be administered as your child grows up. We want Lou to live a long and healthy life. And it's natural for children to be afraid of shots. Maybe this will help put Lou's mind at ease. A token of my affection. You can collect it via the delivery terminal when you leave. I wonder how big Lou will get. Anyway, there's one more thing I wanted to share with you. As you know, everyone is meant to go to their own beach when they die. But unlike most people, I wasn't born from a mother. I was born from an artificial womb. Transplants provided the organs I never had. I was incomplete and had no beach, I believed. But I wasn't about to accept that. I went back home to study the ha and ka and the beach. I threw myself into my work, Sam. I tried. But I think I've done all that I can. In the end, I'm still a patchwork Frankenstein's monster. One that's just about worn out. As a doctor, I can tell you, I don't have long left. So I've devoted my remaining time to research. That's why I'm here, Sam. Where I can focus on the beach. There's so much data here, Sam. On beach formation, jumping via beaches, the relationship between the beach and placates. All the evidence you could ever wish for. Not enough to solve every mystery, perhaps, but enough for me to make an incredible personal discovery that I have a beach after all. It doesn't matter how I was born. I have lived as a human. And thus do I possess a beach like any other. I am not a machine, but a person with a ha and a ka and a beach to go with them. Lastly, I have a confession for you, along with a heartfelt apology. I told you once that I didn't have dooms. But that's not actually true. Not that I was lying, you understand. I just didn't know. It was only after I found my beach that I realized. Chiral allergic reaction. I can feel it getting closer. I'm off to the beach, Sam. To my beach. Take care of yourself.
Sam.
Did you know about this?
No. It's news to me, too. I'm sorry that man is gone. But he would have been pleased that you managed to extend the UCA network all the way to his lab. Thank you, Sam.
I guess I'm homeward bound.
Missing little Lou that badly?
You know I am.
Come on back, Sam. Lou misses you too.
Lou. I patched you up the best I could. What happened to Lou?
We were attacked. It all happened so fast.
Intrusion detected. Intrusion detected. Level 5 alert. Multiple unidentified armed hostiles inbound.
I tried to jump us out of there. But I could only take my equipment with me. And I couldn't possibly think of Lou like that. There was no way for the two of us to escape together. The best I could hope for was to jump Lou out. Just Lou. I couldn't protect Lou. I am so sorry. So sorry. I'm sorry. Sam, what's going on?